Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to the Goosebumps video game. Playing with the controller. Normally I prefer to play games with a controller, but frankly in a point and click adventure it makes no sense at all in my head to do that on a computer. Because you're pointing and clicking, and the idea of slowly and trying to precisely move this cursor with a left stick on a controller makes no sense. Also, you may notice that while the controller cursor will move, as soon as I move the mouse or just even slightly bump it, it goes back to where it was. So if I go way over here, it just jumps to an absolute position that the mouse cursor knows. So often this is the case when I'm playing with the controller. I have to turn my mouse upside down so that games don't recognize that. We're in the third act of the game. I kind of want to rush it, but I don't want to rush it too much. We're in the parking lot of the town center Galleria / mall. There's a lot of so empty it's absolutely desolate. You never find spots this close on a regular day. We're going to try and defeat Slappy. You wonder why your brother didn't choose the closest spot. Classic Chad. Your brother is not going to help you at all. Your brother seems anxious. There are probably places he'd rather be. I took a picture of him and it looked like an old man, so I think I aged him with the haunted camera. The mall directory shows all the shops at the town center Galleria. We could try the elevator. The elevator travels up and down to the parking lot structures. You have no use for it. Let's search the trash. There's nothing useful in the trash, not even a hamburger. Trash cans like this can keep the parking lot clean. I wonder if I could, say, use certain items on the trash. That's not what photographs are for. Yeah, I don't think I could do anything with any of the items that are probably trash. So, I have an entrance. The mall entrance is just up ahead past the elevator. We have an entrance, and we have nothing. So this is just kind of a nothing. You approach the entrance to the town center Galleria. You stand at the mall's entrance, working up your courage to go inside. You can vaguely see someone on the other side of the glass. Let's look. Let's listen. Press against the glass strain, you hear the figures on the other side. Somebody's talking in a heavy mechanical voice. Yes, sir. Nobody's getting in here without my security card. You can't tell who's on the other end or what he might be saying. No, of course not. I gave it to the beast from the east for safekeeping. He will probably do something strange with it, but who's going to overpower him? No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, I'll keep things quiet until he arrives. Don't worry, Mr. Slappy. So, this guy looks like a samurai or a robot on the other side. And he's telling you directly what you need to do to get the security card to make sure you have to do that part and defeat the beast from the east before you can move forward. Guy is still blocking interest. He gave his security card to the beast from the east. Almost certainly, most players would have found that. In the stark contrast to the bushes, it's spotless here. They must have just changed out the bag. Decorative foliage meant to spruce up the mall exterior. An inoffensive receptacle for disposing rubbish. The automatic door isn't opening. It must be locked. There's a card reader nearby. The town center Galleria. Kids have been hanging out here for decades. I don't know who he is supposed to be. Like, if the game thinks that I am the he, then it doesn't make a lot of sense because the game knows that I'm female, that it had me pick that gender as the character I'm playing as. So it should have been able to correct that. It also feels like you should have just been a named character of a male gender. That way the he element plays and makes a lot more sense, where, oh no, he is actually R.L. Stine that they're waiting for, not you. And then it could certainly be up in the air in questions. But right now it's not in question. Either the game is programmed horribly badly, which maybe, but I sort of doubt it, or he is R.L. Stine. I feel like I'm going to use this and just die. You pass the security card over the reader, makes a subtle beep, and then the door slides open. Okay. Now what do we do? The door slides open as you approach and you walk right in. Take 2 steps into the town center gallery. You scan the area for any signs of... The mall is closed for the day. Vacant the premises immediately. This is not a drill. The security guard roughly shoves you out the door. Next time there will be consequences. Disciplinary consequences. When your head stops spinning, you collect yourself and consider the situation. You need to keep a sharp eye out for the security guard as you sneak through the mall. Use Goosebumps book on mall interior. Attempt to force it, but realize how ridiculous that is. You would think what this would do is this would be a book that would let you go invisible. But apparently it's not. So am I just gonna die as I move forward? All is eerily quiet when it's empty. Your footsteps echo for what seems like a mile. As well as the payphones near the restrooms in the food court. So we can move outside. We could look in the jeweler. I've got, looks like a jewelry store, toy store, Halsey's Toys, the staple of malls across America. There's a fountain up ahead. Alright. So we can go outside, search the trash. So we can't go into the stores. So there's really only outside or a side hall or forward. Looks like there's a massage kiosk set up in that direction. Well, he came running that way, so let's go this way. Let's see. You find yourself standing near the demo unit of the very best massage technology. Facelifter, look. Sign implies a strange machine is the facelifter that demonstrations are for free. Look at the pamphlet. Pamphlets discuss the history and benefits of massage, and link sounds like these machines use a revolutionary new technique. Looks kind of like those new water massage things where you're basically surrounded by a balloon. The security camera is aimed very specifically at the empty space on the floor. Store leads to employees only catacombs that runs behind the stores. Massage oil. Relaxes the muscles and smells nice too. Let's go ahead and take that. There's a free sample, right? I don't know if it was or not. Don't really care. It's an emergency situation. Well, I feel like I want to see every death sequence, since that's kind of the only thing to collect in this game. So let's use a facelifter. There's no way you're going to put your face in a machine called a facelifter and turn it on. Okay. Oops, oops, oops. that seemed like that was fine. Look at the signage. You consider the pricing and options on offer. You know this isn't the worst deal around. Look at the ads. Advertisements for some of the restaurants at the food court. You're starting to get hungry. Alright, so we're gonna use this. You climb into the massage chair, checking every few seconds to make sure nobody's watching. Ah, that's nice. Okay. I guess we're gonna see if we can walk back here and open this door. You're expecting it to be locked. You turn the knob of the employees only door as it opens. Let's move on. With giddy eagerness of a child sneaking extra dessert, you slip into the back passages. You're surprised how much of a non-event this is. You're not sure what you were expecting, but this is just a hallway. Disassembled boxes. One of the shops, they probably forgot to take these out. Take a pallet on us. You start to lift the pallet and drop it as a splinter thrusts itself deep under your thumbnail. Youch. It's too big to hold it back anyways. So now I've gotten bloody knuckles, a paper cut, a splinter, and something else has happened to my hand. Let's look this way. There's another hatchery to the right leading to more stores. Let's look at this locked door, and the door leads to the back room of one of the mall shops. Struggle with the handle, but either it is locked or broken. See, we can hear some sounds. This cuts across the left. Passage continues forward. See, we're certainly hearing something. Let's go down the hall to the right. The dusty back hallway is littered with junk. There are 4 exits. I don't like this. I don't like that the rooms are the same. Turn back and around. At all. Yeah, I don't think this is what we're supposed to do yet. Use pamphlet on massage oil. Hydro massage is meant for novelty use only. Let's see. If we were to use the massage oil on the floor, it's just covered in oil now. Oops. Alright, so now the floor. It's an emphasized empty spot on the floor. It's a good place to pull. But it's a display of some kind. So if we were to put the pamphlet on the floor. See, I'm trying to see if there would be a way of convincing the guy to chase after me or something and slip into the hydro massage machine. There's nothing to the right, so it's either forward or backwards. If we move forward, you continue further into the mall. You stop near a large decorative fountain at the center of the mall. You can see some reflections on the thing. I want to use a walkthrough, but I think at this point I might use it on the mall entrance. It's just covered in oil now. Let's look at the coins. Fountains full of coins cast aside in the hopes of divine favors. So many forgotten wishes. Let's take some. We'll probably need them. You pull your hand away as soon as it touches the water. It's boiling hot. There's no way to reach those coins as long as the fountain is full. Not without burning your skin off. Let's... Can I get this food court? Leftovers, secondhand left. The secondhand left-hand store. It's one of your favorite shops to browse. And then candy store. It's your favorite candy store, Cavity City. That's been mentioned before. You usually go there to the one closer at home. Look at the planners. You can never tell if these plants are real or fake. So let's move to the candy shop. You head toward Cavity City. Thoughts of sour worms and chocolate make your mouth water. The store is bright and colorful and smells like strawberries. Definitely a candy destination. Also, by the way, why is my house all haunted and different, but the mall, the school, the forest all seem to be unaffected? That's weird. Look at the counter. The counter's been wiped clean, which is good. You don't want your candy on the dirty counter. Let's look at the register. It's the cash register. At the store you pay based on the weight of the candy in your bag. Examine it. Step closer to examine the cash register. First you weigh the candy, then you pay the amount of money. Then your register prints out a receipt. So, do I need some kind of code? 1 pound of candy for $10. What a deal. Really? Is that a deal? Gum worms. Sometimes you have to eat worms. If you're lucky, they'll be made out of the gummy variety. Let's take some gummy worms. Can't just walk around with loose candy everywhere. You need something to store them in. Well, where per se would be the bags. Taffy? Don't recognize this particular candy. It looks jelly based maybe. And so we've got a lot of these purple ooh, wow, there's just a whole collection of candy here. Fruit orbs, fruit caps, chocolate pretzels, peanut butter cups. Let's see, jelly beans, and more jelly beans, and gum worms, and sour belts. Nothing up here. So unless I'm supposed to use the tongs on the taffy, or I'm gonna die from taking the taffy. I don't know what I'm doing here. You go to reach in the bin, but the candy reaches out first. Grabs your face, and a vice grip of flavor and pulls you into the tiny plastic bin. You struggle, but it's no use. The creature does bite you, just keeps sucking until there's nothing left. So we found another way to die. Okay. Do we go forward in the mall? There are more stores and kiosks further into the mall, or do we go to the food court? Food court with a myriad of fast food selections lies in that direction. I think we go further in the mall. Seemingly endless rows of stores continue on either side of the mall. One kiosk stands alone. Cloud Kiosk. Bookstore. It's the Bone-Chilling Books, one of the proud few bookstore chains that refuses to go digital. Let's see, what do we have here? Instead of normal playing cards, but the art on the back is from your favorite RPG. Let's take them. You can never have too many playing cards. It's an ironic shirt. What is a anime? It asks. You don't get it. Okay, so this is Final Fantasy and Cloud from Final Fantasy. What is anime? I don't know why that joke would be in this game. Doesn't make a lot of sense. Fold the shirt in your back, child would probably get a kick out of it. I'm pretty sure I see the guy there, so I probably shouldn't go any further. Oh, look at the adorable kittens. Let's take it. You've been behind on things lately, maybe this calendar will help. Small chest, there's no room, not room for much of anything in there, it's probably decorative. Let's go ahead and open it. Carefully open the chest and surprised to see there's a key inside. Take that store key. Pop the key in the chest into your pockets. Look at the bonsai tree. And we'll take that with us too. Carefully heft the tiny tree into your backpack. You always want one of these. So you're just stealing things, basically. It's a highly posable figures from a popular TV show. I couldn't tell you what they are from. I take the action figure just in case you find time to play later. Let's actually look at this. There might be a Zero Samus like Metroid character, but that's basically all I could get from it if I was gonna guess. PH straps. What are PH straps? Decorative cell phone charms featuring an adorable little mascot. Phone straps, okay. You pick out a strap that catches your fancy and pocket it. And see, that is Slappy keychain. It's an unintended mall kiosk. You can find anything in these things. What do we have here? Up ahead, you see the end of the mall approaching. We have a pet store called the Little Shop of Hamsters. So, is that all they sell, or? So, Little Shop of Horrors reference. Again, this game is apparently targeted to adults. In another way, there's way too much junk. Like, not even inventory junk, there's just way too much junk on the screen. Look at the arcade. You used to avoid the crowd because of the bully who hung out there, like the security guard is doing now. So, the security guard is in the arcade, and so we can apparently go in different directions. Let's try comforting through the mall, passing stores on either side. The mall comes to a natural end at the Mayfields department store. Probably should just save make a safety save, because that was a lot of action we did. Again, this directory list would be very helpful if I could find a freaking store that would charge my phone, or if they would just let me use the map. Like, and see, I bet we never find anything that charges your phone. You're looking really forward to Lizard Man 2. The first one was a classic. You've seen it at least 27 times. Going ape in Blastovision, you've heard about this one. Blastovision really redefines what cinema can be. So, Mayfields is, I guess, supposed to be like a Macy's. Huge department store chain. The perfume department is visible front and center. Hat store. The Hatters Matter, a division of HB Dasher's mega chain. At any rate, the only hat store in town. Look at this door. It's an employee-only door leading to the uncharted corridors that run behind the shops. So can we go there? I guess we can. Here's some film. So we'll take some more hint film. You can't go into... This is a small mall version of a local movie theater. You wish it was open so you could use a movie to take your mind off all this craziness. So we can't go in the theater. We could go into Mayfields, and we could try to open the hat store. Try to. Clearly, it's locked. What is this key? Work for? Small key to one of the shops in the mall. A hat store, from the looks of it. Hey, we have the exact one we need. After several valiant attempts, you're forced to accept the key doesn't fit this lock. There must be some other way into that store. You hold on to the key until then. Let's move through this door. You pull on the handle with all you might at one bunch. Employees only. So are we supposed to use that on that? Okay, so the hat store key doesn't work. Let's go into Mayfields. Walk through the gaping entrance of Mayfields, bracing for a wall of perfume. The sharp sting of 50 different perfume will assault your senses the second you cross the threshold into Mayfields. The flowery fog is especially thick today. You soon realize it's not a cloud of cologne, but a shroud of smoke. Out of which steps a hunched figure, his eager grin dripping ill intent. Throw some salt on him. Drop some salt. Leprechauns would have to count all of it. Use massage oil on him. No, I'm afraid that simply makes no sense, which means you must face dire consequence. So apparently, it's no mystery what Cranberry has in store for you. So we found another way to die. But we've had situations where we just talk our way out of the scenario, so this may just be one of those. Let's see, A shrunk control of a leprechaun. He's dressed in a flare with a contrast to scruffy demeanor. Let's talk to him. Crombie's my name, and if you be spoiled, I'll present you with one fine quiz of sort. It's more of a riddle, yes, a riddle it be. And the only way past beyond here is through me. So here's a big moment with no more delaying. Open your ears, child. It's your riddle, I'm saying. A limitless fount hidden while closed. It waits to be opened and spring forth. So roll that through your mind, and wits quick as a dancer. When you solve the puzzle, show me your answer. But I must be upfront and issue a warning. If you answer me wrong, you won't live to see morning. A limitless font when it is closed. I have no clue. Do I have anything here that even starts to make any sense? I don't think so. Is it supposed to be the Goosebumps book? Use the Goosebumps book on Crombie. Aha. Well, there now, you've got it. Something I didn't expect, so congratulations. Goosebumps is correct. Since you play by the rules, I shall do the same. I'll leave you alone just as quick as I can. Apparently that was the solution. I didn't quite get that, but alright. More varieties of makeup than you possibly can imagine are displayed here. Some have been unscrupulously used by unscrupulous window shoppers. Let's go and take the lipstick. You grab the lipstick. I think that'll probably be useful. Makeup counter without mirrors to check your work would truly be a nightmare. There's a women's section. It's a sea of clothes and mannequins. Yeah, creepy mannequins. There's a shoe section. You can see the shoe department off in the corner. I could see maybe the shoe that we found a long time ago might play a role in that. We've got some makeup. Take that. I'm just collecting all this stuff. And some perfume. Eau de bath. Let's test it. And let's take it. Look at the signage. And so we've got shoes for women's department or back. It sure feels like Act 3 is bigger than what the walkthrough indicated, because it really, the walkthrough I'm looking at is telling me just in this sentence do the thing that needs to be done and ignore all the other things that could be done. And clearly we're approaching 50 items. There's a lot of things to pick up and play with. Racks upon racks of shoes line the walls with various displays scattered about. Definitely the shoe department. But I don't see anything too specific here. Sneakers are kind of nice. They withstand months of heavy use. Let's steal the sneakers while we're at it. Some ordinary bathroom slippers. They seem comfy enough. Well, hey, heck, let's take them. Pair of women's heels in red. Sure, why not? Collection. What else do we have? A bench. Bench. A brannock. What's a brannock? Those things they use to measure your shoe size. It's called a brannock device. Okay, today I learned. It's always the one to seize as a kid. Looks so cool. You take the brannock device and slip it into your bag. Shoe racks. Decide to become the shoe monster by putting shoes all over his body. His hands, his elbows, knees, ears, head. So classic. Mom didn't think so, though. Ah, man. So that was probably Chad that did that. Some good deals of shoes going on. Let's see. We've got some tall leather boots. Let's go take those. I suppose there is something interesting about playing a game where you can just here's some men's shoes. Just steal like everything. So no interest in taking the men's shoes, but you can take all the female shoes. Wonder if it would have been any different had I played as the male character. Maybe not. If you were to make a shoe purchase, this is where you would do it. Then this way is the fitting room. It's that way, but you can try shoes on right here. I guess what we could do is use slippers. Let's see, could we use slippers on, say, sneakers? Or should we just use the sneakers? Just use them. Already wearing sneakers, not unlike these. Use slippers. Slippers have no effect unless you count looking adorable. I was thinking maybe I needed to quiet my steps. You measure it with the brannock device. Take note of its size. See if we use this old shoe on the brannock device. Nothing happens. A lot of these items, like clearly the Slappy item is a new animated thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if most of these things are pre-purchased animations. Like, do you really need somebody to draw a dinosaur again? almost certainly has been done before. But boy, are we still left with really no idea what we're supposed to be doing. In some very broad and general term, yes, we're trying to defeat Slappy. But do we have a plan? Do we have an idea where he is? Do we know what we're going to do when we find him? No. Instead, we're playing the bad kind of point-and-click adventure where you are just wandering. And then it kind of just evolves into a hidden object game of sorts where you're just wandering, looking for things and filling up your inventory. What doesn't happen when I solve a puzzle, the Goosebumps puzzle that we just solved but is a great example of that riddle. What doesn't happen here, and what should be happening here, is I should feel smart. I should feel a sense of pride and accomplishment, to quote EA. I should feel like, oh yeah, I figured it out. That they gave me enough hints, I could figure it out. I'm actually playing with the games and we're interacting. Instead, I feel like, oh no, I'm just brute forcing it. I'm just collecting everything. I'm just trying every item. Any dumb idea that might even have a small 1% chance of working, we might as well give it a try. And that's demoralizing and exhausting, certainly. I'm finding this game to be more exhausting as it goes on and on. That's going to be it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. And if you want to support me even further, I'm asking people to friend me on Steam and gift me a game or a gift card. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.